Welcome to another channel update. My name is Nilaus and we are here with a channel update for October. Right, so lots of things. Usually in these updates I give a bit of information about what's going to happen here on YouTube, over on Twitch, and basically what games I'm playing, what things I'm working on, what things I'm not going to be working on, and sort of what's coming in the near future so that you're updated. And that's pretty much the routine of these updates. But usually I also sort of have some other thing about something I'm contemplating that I'll just bring up as well and just rant a bit about. And today will be the Twitch leaks. So maybe you know, maybe you don't. If you don't care about Twitch and don't follow gaming news, you don't know anything about it. And maybe you don't really care about it, but it's a massive thing for someone who is a Twitch streamer as well. So recently Twitch had a leak of pretty much everything. There was the source code, the monetization, internal comments, and all of that stuff. And it's an absolute disaster, PR disaster, as well as a security disaster, because, well, now the source code is available, which makes it a lot easier to look for vulnerabilities. And it also exposes that they are not running a professional company, considering it's $1 billion company and it's still run a bit too gung-ho, a bit too cowboy-like, considering the scale and size of the company. And that is really worrying for Twitch as a platform in the future. And I'm not sure, or I'm pretty sure Jeff Bezos is not happy about these kind of leaks. And these are the kind of things that anytime he hears about this little irrelevant subsidiary of Amazon, it's always bad news. It's DMCA, it's scandals, it's now leaks. It's just not good. So the thing is, I like the idea of Twitch, and it's the premier platform for live streaming, so I'm gonna be there. Also, if I was to move my live streams over to YouTube, that is completely possible, and a lot of big names have done that recently, then I would suddenly have all my eggs in one basket. And if for whatever reason there was some DMCA claims or something like that, takedown notice, then I could lose my YouTube channel easily, and I would not have any recourse, and I would not have any presence online, and that would be my livelihood and my business that would be down the drain. So definitely I cannot do that. Even if I wanted to, I need to make sure that I have a presence on YouTube and on Twitch. And the thing is, on Twitch, sometimes Twitch chat can be super toxic and spammy in other places, but it's not in our little community. And that's a big thanks to the moderator team and all the people who are joining. We have a very mature chat, and not mature in that sense, but mature in grown-ups, and it's really cool to have these talks while playing games, and we discuss both the games and everything around it, and it's super cool. So I encourage you to come on over and give it a shot to join in on Twitch TV/Nilaus, and it is usually at 8 p.m. Central European time, and it's pretty much every day. Like I enjoy spending my evenings live streaming. I spend my evenings gaming, so why not switch on the camera and do the live stream instead? And I really enjoy that. The other part of the leak was the fact that all the monetization was really revealed for all the top content creators. Well, for all top 10,000 content creators on Twitch, and then everyone started looking at how much is their favorite streamer making, and oh my god, that's a lot of money. And the thing is, it is not a surprise that the top content creators are making an absolute killing. That's kind of obvious. And I'm also saying that I've been doing quite well, surprisingly, over the last couple of years as I've gone full time, and I'm really happy for it. And unlike a lot of other content creators who are relying also on sponsorships on top of that, and ad activations and brand deals, I don't do those kind of things. Everything that I make is coming from you, the community, and that comes from subscriptions, gift subs, donations on Twitch, and of course, very importantly, also from Patreon. So it's just to say that we have a symbiotic relationship. I try to provide content that you enjoy, and then hopefully some of you will say that is worthwhile, and I want to support it in either in a one-time thing with a donation or as a recurring thing with Patreon. So thank you very much for supporting me in the work I do here, and I would like to keep doing this way, so that it's a relationship with the community instead of going out and making brand deals and activations in my videos. Really don't like that, and I'm sure you don't like that either. So thank you very much for pledging and supporting. That is really amazing. So thank you. Let's talk a bit more general about content creation in general. I've been looking at new games and playing here on YouTube. I have to admit that there are a few new games that I have completely missed, and it was just a matter of I don't want to have too many games. I don't want to play a game and just play it for 2 weeks and then move on to the next. I'd really like to get into a game and then do some more. That means I can select fewer games, and sometimes I'll play games that I really enjoy rather than the ones that are probably going to be more popular. There's no doubt that I should have played Timberborn, hugely popular, overwhelmingly positive game. I just don't like the look of it, and therefore I don't want to play those kind of games. While on the other hand, I have completely fallen off with Valheim, and therefore I spend my time on doing that. And yeah, it unfortunately means that sometimes I'm gonna miss the boat on something cool and awesome that's coming up. But on the other hand, I do something that I'm more passionate about, and I believe that it will be better content that way, so that I don't sort of go for trying to find the flavor of the month or the week, and instead try to find things that I resonate with, and hopefully also something that you in the community will find interesting. Maybe you found it interesting before and guided me to this game, or maybe I found something and you have a look at it and go, that's pretty interesting, I'm gonna give it that a go. Circling back to Twitch, recently I had a Subathon that was basically 24 hours of streaming during a Saturday and Sunday. It was absolutely amazing. It was super fun, and I thought there was really good engagement. I played Icarus, which is a game that's coming out in December. It's a survival game, and I'm having an absolute blast playing it. And luckily, it also seemed that it was a blast watching it, because there was a lot of good engagement, a lot of good just encouragement and viewership during that weekend. So it's definitely something I'm thinking of doing again. It was not as exhausting as I had anticipated, so it was really fun and a very positive experience. So it's something I want to do, but not on a too often, because it has to be some special event. So do keep an eye out for a 24-hour event or a subathon or something like that in the future. No channel update would be complete without also talking about Factorio. So let's dive into that, and maybe you've seen the title of the video and are dreading what I'm going to say. First thing I'm going to say is, here on YouTube, the Megabase-In-A-Book is super amazing. I really love the fact that there's still a very big interest in this game and in this series, and I've been asking whether you wanted more sort of on a highlight level or you wanted all the nitty-gritty details, and it seems overwhelmingly that people want to have all the nitty-gritty details, because it's about the transition and the problems that arise, and not just sort of glossing over it and cutting to the part where we've already fixed the problems. So I'm really happy about it, because I think that's also more valuable and more interesting to do as a Megabase series, instead of just going like, and now it works, even though you know it's only going to work the 5 minutes that you put the camera on, and then it's going to come crashing down. No, if we build it up, we will see all the problems, like the congestion, and we'll have to sort of solve those problems by doing restructuring, and I think that's going to be an interesting journey. So that's going to continue 2 days a week, Wednesday and Sunday. And I don't think I'll be doing more masterclasses, simply from the fact that I don't know what to do masterclasses about. I really feel that I've covered everything, and if there's something you feel I haven't covered, then leave a comment below, and I might do that if it makes sense. Most likely I'll say I already have a masterclass for that, or someone else will reply with a link to the relevant masterclass that covers this topic already. Or maybe it's something that's so obscure that it's like a full modded game playthrough, and I'm never going to do a masterclass for that, because it makes no sense. It's too little audience for that, and also too rapid changes. So right now, that means we are waiting for any news about the Factorio expansion. Who knows when it's coming out? And while that we're waiting, there isn't really a lot happening. So I'm completing my Twitch series, and as I was looking at the next series, I realized that I didn't really feel that. I have many new and interesting games coming up in the next couple of months, and I really want to dive into these kind of games as well. And I was looking at, well, I only have I have to stream Factorio 3 days a week, so I only have the other 3 days, and what game am I going to select? And I was like, you know what? I'm ending this series, and I also feel that maybe the community is also, to a certain extent, ready to try some other games, and that's what we're going to be doing. So over on Twitch, I will be having one more stream on Tuesday of Factorio, and then it is the end for Factorio on Twitch for the time being. What does that mean? It's not forever. I'll be back definitely when the mood strikes. I have some plans for a future series, and of course there will be the expansion, but it will not be every other day will be Factorio on Twitch, and there are simply too many great games coming up that I want to try instead of hang on to Factorio that is honestly becoming quite stale, and there's just nothing new on the horizon. So hope you understand. Let me know if with your anguish, your support, whatever thoughts you have on this decision. It is something that I need to try for myself to see if I can be more than a one-trick pony and spread out, branch out to more games. I've been doing that over the last couple of years, and it's been an ongoing process, and I feel that it's working quite okay. It is still Factorio still is the hallmark, the benchmark, the whatever it is, the the cornerstone of my streaming. But I want to make sure that there are other things. Speaking of other things, yes, this is where it gets exciting, because there are tons of other things that is going on. Right now, I'm playing Valheim as well, and although I don't get as many views here on YouTube, that is totally understandable. I'm also experimenting with it with the format. I feel that there's a good engagement on Twitch, and there is a modest engagement here on YouTube, and that's actually fine for me, because I am absolutely loving that game. So do check it out. I would encourage you to check it out here on YouTube. Basically, I'm also continuously refining the way I do it here on YouTube. It will be more guides and showcases. And on Twitch, it'll be sort of the continuous playthrough where we test new things and try new things, and then sort of I go back and refine it on my own time and record it for YouTube. And I think that it works really well, and it's basically going to be how I want to move forward with content with some of the new games that are coming up. Basically, playing first on Twitch and then sort of looping back around and redoing some of the things for a dedicated YouTube video. That's what I've been doing for Dyson Sphere program, for Satisfactory, now for Valheim, and it's also what I'm going to do in the future. And I think it works really well. Complements, if you only have time to view one of the things, then you might want to take a look at the YouTube video. But if you want more, then come on over to Twitch and be part of it and engage with what we're doing and be part of the design process. Other games aside from Valheim that is currently running, then the next game coming up is the Riftbreaker. The Riftbreaker is... it's being called like, oh, StarCraft meets Factorio, but it's not. It's basically a RTS hack and slash, and the base building is quite rudimentary. I'm going to be playing it because I think the combat is super fun, but it's also like a super stressful game, and I think I'm going to be playing it for a couple of weeks over on Twitch, and then making a YouTube let's play of it and maybe some guides. So this is very much one of those where I'm going to throw something out there, and then based on your engagement, your likes and subscriptions and shares are super important when I start a new series for a new game. It really is all about sort of making a splash right when the game comes out. So that's where you can help me if you want to sort of see me succeed and you want more Riftbreaker content. Then make sure that we get some good engagement. So I will definitely continue to do that, because it's just more fun making content when there's a good feedback on it. As much as I love some games, then it kind of drains when I play Demon's Souls or Sekiro. As much as I love those games, if no one's watching them, it kind of detracts a bit from the fun of making videos for that. So it's that's going to be this coming on 14th of October, and we're going to be all over that on Twitch on the 14th. So do come on over there, and I'm going to be throwing YouTube videos up in the coming days with all the things that make sense. That's going to be it. So moving forward, we go forward to the 26th of October, and unfortunately there are two big interesting releases. There is Darkest Dungeon 2, a game that I've been looking forward to for many years. I don't know, 3-4 years. I don't know how long it was since the last one came out. And then we also have Satisfactory Update 5. I was actually not expecting to play Satisfactory Update 5 because there's nothing new, but then they released that they've improved the trucks, and I went, okay. And then they added train collision and train signaling, and I went like, ooh. So we're going to make a Satisfactory Update 5 series. It's going to be combined on Twitch, and then highlights and showcases and guides here on YouTube. And that will be a series that will be starting from scratch, and it'll probably be in the northern forest like everyone else, because there are new trees, and I like the pine trees, like chopping down pine trees. And then it will be really heavily focused on trucks and trains. That's going to be the signature thing, trucks and trains. So that's going to be really exciting. And one of the big reasons why I decided, like a lot of people have come to me and say, hey, are you going to play it? But the thing that made me just absolutely decide is the fact that every day I get like 600-700 views on my Let's Play for update 4. And it was in March, and that means there's still a continued interest on YouTube for me to do Satisfactory. So definitely, if there's an interest, it also generates interest with me, and therefore we're going back to Satisfactory. So how's it going to work? Well, from the 26th on, then it will probably be 3 days a week for Darkest Dungeon and 3 days a week for Satisfactory. And then we'll figure out sort of the schedule, but do keep an eye on my schedule, either on Twitch, that's for streaming schedule, of course, on Twitch, or on Discord. I will always release every Sunday. I release the streaming schedule for next week and the days I take off. I also take days off. Yes, I do indeed. So again, then the next one, and it's also sort of coming and going, these beta weekends for Icarus, survival game that I'm also really enthusiastic about. That's going to be super amazing as well. But with all these new games, my PC can't handle it. So I have spent some of that Twitch money and Patreon support money on buying a new PC. It is going to be an absolute monster. If I remember it, then I'm going to put a link to the specs of the new PC in the comment section, so that you can have a look and weigh in on it should have been an AMD instead of an Intel, or whatever other religious beliefs you have about that. So that's going to be the upcoming. So you can see there are so many cool and awesome games that there's simply not room for maintaining and continuing something like Factorio. Factorio will always be here, and it'll be something we'll come back to when something new and exciting happens within that domain. And then, of course, the last thing is just looking a bit ahead. Then we have, of course, Icarus coming out maybe in December, maybe a bit delayed beyond that. And then we have Elden Rings, the new From Software Souls game coming out in late January, and I'm really excited about that as well. So as you can see, there are tons of interesting things, and if there's something I missed about some upcoming games, then do let me know in the comment section. There might easily be something I'm missing and I should be taking a look at. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and particular thanks to the Patreon supporters who are supporting the channel on a long-standing basis. Many of you have been with me for several years, many years actually, and I really appreciate all the support. So thank you very much for the people who are supporting, and if you are interested in helping out, then that is definitely an option. Thank you. Until next time, take care, and as always, stay effective.